You want and deserve to make more money, so I'm going to show you how in this video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Arlan. 10 years ago, I was homeless, sleeping on the floor of an airport. Today, I have invested in more than 200 companies led by underrepresented founders, and I teach people how to make more money online with very simple and practical steps. That's the key. So, I'm going to show you something right now. Take notes. You might want to do this with me. I'm gonna give you everything you need right away. So this is a website that I do not use. It's called eRank. I'm just showing you this pricing to show you that it costs money. We're not gonna need this, so don't worry. But it seems cool. It helps you get your keywords for different things that you use, like if you're on Etsy or YouTube or etc. It helps you find the best keywords to use in your SEO and to use in your titles and all your sales copy. And it's reasonably priced, but it does cost money. So I'm going to show you how to actually do this without spending any money, or at least get started. And you can always upgrade to this later if you want to. Now, I haven't used it before, so I can't tell you how good it is, but I can tell you that we can make something very, very similar. So in the link in the description of this video below, I either in the description or the pinned comment, if you don't find it in the description, I have a link to this page. This is my Vibe with Me prompt library. So they call when you make sites and websites and things with AI, they call it vibe coding now. So I have a Vibe with Me. And this is the prompt we're going to use. It's brand new. I just put it together. I spent like, I don't know, 3 hours this morning putting this together. And when I say 3 hours, you may say, well, why did it take so long? Well, I don't just go to ChatGPT and say, make me this. I spend lots of time with it. I go back and forth. I research. I add my own flavor and my own experience to it. And I actually like engineer the prompts and test them and stress test them over and over again under different circumstances. And that's why it takes me a little bit longer than the average to make a great prompt. But once I have it, it's cooked, I can hand it to you to use made already. So now you go here. All you have to do, this is what I think is really cool because I made this on Lovable. So you're going to use this Chat GPT prompt. So all you need is Chat GPT. And you see it's a long prompt, a really long prompt. But when you start typing in your own niche, which is like what you do, who you service, look what it does. It changes it in there for you. So you don't even have to like copy this and then go and paste it somewhere and then type out the thing. You could just do this here, and then we're going to do that in a second. And then once you're done, you push copy prompt and it gives you the copy. Okay, so that's, I don't know, I'm nerdy. I'm excited about that. So the other thing I want you to know is it says important notes. So click on this when you're there. It says if you use Chat GPT's free plan, which everybody can use, be sure to toggle on the web search feature. It's at the bottom of the page. And I'll show you that right now. Web search, if you go here and you go to more on mine, but sometimes it's different for yours. Web search, you just click that on, it's blue now, and then it'll search, and then you could take it away if you want. So make sure you do that because this prompt is going to be doing something very, very cool that needs a web search. And if you upgrade to the Pro plan for your ChatGPT, you will get higher quality results overall for this. So just a note for you either way. In either case, be sure you're using the latest version or model of ChatGPT that is available at the time that you see this. So what this prompt is going to do is going to give you 15 of the best next YouTube titles and ideas for your specific channel and niche. Yes, you heard right. It's going to do that for you. And this is very cool. And why do you need this? Why do you need to have specific titles for YouTube? Well, I don't know if you notice this or not. If you look below, I have a lot of subscribers. I'm not going to even say the number because it changes so often and I don't want it to be dated. But I have a lot, of subscribers. And I didn't have all these subscribers just a few months ago. It has all happened within, I would say, I don't know. Again, like there was an 18-month period where things just exploded. And the reason that happened, after years and years of being on YouTube and nothing like that happening, is because I learned about packaging. I learned about the title of your YouTube video being important and how to craft it. I learned about the thumbnail, that picture that shows when we're making decisions about what to click on, how important that is. And think about the title and thumbnail, why it made you click. What about it made you click? Was it just because it came from me and you wanted to see what was up? Or was it because something I said in the title and or thumbnail caught your attention and you said, I want to learn more? And then part of the packaging is the concept of the video. You can't just press record and think that you're going to grow and think that you're going to have people buying stuff from you. You really have to think about it. But I can make that easier with better prompts, AI prompts. And what is a prompt? A prompt is simply the sentence, paragraph, question that you type in or paste in our case into ChatGPT and other AI platforms that asks it the question to get results. That is what an AI prompt is. Okay, so if we go back to our prompt, so what this is, it's going to go through this whole analysis for you, just like it's this E-rank paid or something similar. So we're going to just put in anything so I can show you an example. Okay, so I'm going to say my niche are bird watching enthusiasts who are over the age of 30 and live in the North West. I mean, that's specific as hell, right? So look, it changed it for me here because I set it up to do that. Super simple. And then I don't have to read all this. I just go here and I copy the prompt. Now it's copied to my clipboard. I go over to ChatGPT and then I just paste it and I press return. Now, after it's going to think for a little bit because it is actually a pretty sophisticated prompt to say the least. And it's going to take just a second, because it's ChatGPT, but you're going to get this output that's going to blow your mind, especially if you do the web search feature and or you have the pro account. But you can still get started in a major way with the free account. Okay, so it's going through all kinds of things. Remember, my niche was like kind of random. Bird watching enthusiasts who are over the age of 30 and live in the Northwest. Look, I put it right here. So let's go back and see what it's doing. So it's still thinking and now it's going crazy. Okay, so now look what it comes up with. It gives a summary to tell you that it understands what you mean. And you can always pause this to read through it, but I think you should just get to doing your own. Look what this does. Now it's going to go to real sources. Now, if you have the free plan, it may not give you these links, but it will still give you sources, okay? But I have the paid plan and it says a guide to winter birding in Skagit Valley, Northwest prime time. That's so incredible. And then it takes you there. It's so cool. I always get blown away by this stuff. And it does this for 20 of them. That's what it's using as its data, okay? Then it starts a pattern analysis in the third section. It's taking everything that it just scraped, like when you scrape something like it scraped the internet. It's taking all of that and it's like giving you some information it's giving itself information too to kind of start like giving some logic out. Then it just says for itself a balance and relevance check. Okay, a location hotspot content is naturally heavy in this niche, but I kept it under control by intentionally mixing it's like telling you its thought process. When you get to number 6, you're going to be blown away. I already know it. I haven't even done this before. Okay. So 5 is where it starts to really sing. Now it's going in and saying, what were those recurring phrases that I saw when I scraped the internet? What were those patterns and that the structural title patterns that were making sense in these titles of articles, of people's posts? And now it's saying, boom. Here are your 15 YouTube titles. Under 60 characters so that it doesn't get cut off. This is my personal preference. And here they are. Curiosity-based, contrarian, myth-busting, and proof authority-based categories. The first one says, if you look here on the screen, why Skagit Valley feels like birding on easy mode. Don't even know what that means. The Pacific Northwest birding timing trick most people miss. What to look for first on a gray Northwest morning. And then we skip through to the next section. Winter birding beats spring if you want big results. Ooh, the best Portland birding spot is not a park. What does that mean? I'm curious, right? And then they skip down to the next section. My Northwest birding route that works in any season. How I plan a 2 hour Pacific Northwest birding trip that delivers. I'm getting excited about bird watching in the Northwest, and I don't even have any curiosity about that before. What this does is change the game for you. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, let me tell you that I just saved you probably 3 years of active YouTube participation and learning how to use YouTube. And if you think about the strategy of YouTube, which I do a lot, and this is how I've made so much money in the last couple of years. If you think about the strategy of YouTube, you're not necessarily looking to go viral, especially if you're trying to reach a certain group of people. Because if you went viral with a video that most people watching it didn't care about, you're not going to get them to pay you anything, right? Sometimes going viral is good if YouTube pays you, which is a whole nother story. But I'm talking about, let's say I'm the bird watching enthusiast trainer. I'm the coach. I coach bird watchers who are over 30 in the Pacific Northwest. I love it to death and I teach something. And I have some sort of guide that sell online, or I have binoculars that I've partnered with someone and I sell those very specific binoculars for that group. Or I have a course that teaches you how to identify only Pacific Northwest birds. You see where I'm going with this? And I have these titles to work with. This is a gold mine. 15 titles. Now, I don't have to use them all. I don't have to use any of them, but I don't have to use them all. But let's say I just chose 12 of these. Three of them I thought, I don't know if I really want to do that. And I had 12 of these. That's a whole quarter of the year if you do one weekly. That's entire 90-day plan figured out. And then you take them one by one and you go into ChatGPT or you go into anything that I teach you and you suss out, okay, what is that going to be about exactly? It even tells you in section 7, it's not even done yet. It even tells you what it feels the most clickable titles are of the list. CTR, click through rate prediction. It says why Skagit Valley feels like birding on easy mode to them is the most clickable, potentially because the algorithm is going to find people so specific to this that you may get just a few views, but the people who see it click it. That's my guess. It says strong local identity plus easy mode, curiosity payoff. Got it. The second one is winter birding beats spring if you want big results. Clean contrarian claim with a clear comparison. A lot of C's, a lot of alliteration there. So basically, it's saying because it makes you think, like, wait, that's a little bit, that conflicts. You just said winter birding beats spring, but that doesn't make sense to me because spring seems like when birds would be out. Because you're making this sort of bold claim and it's very clear what you're claiming, that's why it's saying. So it's giving you this logic too. So let me tell you something. I have paid people tens of thousands of dollars in the past to help me with YouTube when it comes to getting this exact output. Don't even count this, tens of thousands of dollars. And it was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. But now because of AI, because of ChatGPT, because of where we are right now, we can do things that we couldn't even have imagined being able to do in seconds that would have taken years, months, weeks before. Or maybe we wouldn't have been able to do them at all. Then it goes on to give you some, like the top three, it gives you what you should put on your thumbnail. And then when you get into thumbnails, I have prompts that help you make your thumbnail. If you enjoy this, let me tell you what I'm doing right now. Okay. So you see how that one prompt, this one prompt is worth thousands of dollars if you really, really use it. If you use it to make money on YouTube and build out things and how much does it save you, etc. When you sell something, and I teach you all about how to do that. Prompts are important. That is why I have Prompt Shop in a box. Prompt Shop in a Box is where I've taken 125 of my best prompts, meaning they sell, like I sell the prompts and I use the prompts and they've helped me make money and helped me have clarity and helped me do all kinds of things. And I put them all together in one bundle and you get that handed to you. Not only do you get that, but you also get resale rights. So you get a license inside of it that gives you resale rights for one company. So you're one brand. If you have two brands, you have to buy two. But if you have one brand, you can resell these as your own to make money if you want, or you can use them as lead magnets, or you can do whatever you'd want with them within the license. And you don't have to keep my name on it. You don't have to call it what I call it. It's just what you do. And I teach you inside of Prompt Shop in a Box. Have out like an hour long training of how to do this. So you can be started within the same day. You get all of that. Now, I came across an old landing page that I was building for it, and it was $297. And I was like, oh, that's not very expensive. Like, that's kind of low for this. But guess what? I charge now. I charge $99 for it, at least when I'm taping this. Hopefully, it'll be the same when you get there. But even if it's not, it's obviously worth more. It's only $99. So you get all of this where you can, like, I mean, the sky is the limit. You see all these testimonials. People are like, you know, going crazy over these prompts. If you look on the screen, I'm showing some testimonials. People are going crazy over these prompts. And I know that some people have questions about it. Well, one of the things is they're like, well, do I have to be technical or know anything about AI or prompts to do this? No, that's kind of the point. You don't have to be technical because I created the prompts just like I did with this one. Like if you look back on the one we just used, which is, I can't wait to see your results. You got to tell me in the comments how this is working for you, or show if you're in your first 5K or Arlen's All Access, tell me inside of our memberships how these are going for you. Second of all, though, you saw like how valuable one prompt was. You now have access to 100 plus of those. Some are one sentence, some are paragraphs, some are pages. Like there's a 10-page prompt in there that by itself would cost more than $99. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it sounds too good to be true because it's like you get so much for so little. And then on top of that, I made it for you and you don't have to think about it. All you do is look at it where it says and you say, "Oh, okay, this one says go to ChatGPT and use it. Oh, this one says go to Lovable and use it if I want to," right? And I tell you what those things are if you're not familiar. Then, when it comes to having it in your own store, like creating your own prompt shop, there are a couple of ways, and I teach you the strategy of that. You can have it as a whole shop, or you could have it as just little pieces inside of a classroom on school or on your stand store. You could sell it one item at a time. That's what a lot of people are doing. Or you could have this whole page that's like a prompt shop, like I've had. But when it comes to building that, I teach you step by step how to do it, whichever one you choose. And I even choose for you if you don't know what to choose. I even tell you which one to choose, which is Stan. I say start a Stan store, put these prompts in there. Some of them you sell, some of them are free as a free lead magnet, and go. And I teach you that. And I show you to do that. And then I have a Stan OS that like plug and play. It's the whole thing. So I know people ask me that all the time. Do I have to be technical? They ask, do I have to spend more money after I pay for this? Is it like monthly? No, it's one-time payment. You do have to spend money if you want to buy stand, for instance, if you want to spend money like every month to have a stand store, which is like 30 bucks a month. You don't have to though. You could use school. And school is a 14-day free trial plus $9 a month. So you could do everything on there and have an entire company on there. You could pay for a paid version of ChatGPT, which I think people should do anyway. That's just my personal opinion because it's like pound for pound. I don't know anything else that's this crazy except for stuff that I put out, of course. Um, like crazy meaning valuable and like leveraged. What else do people ask me? They ask me if and look on the screen here. I'm putting the testimonials so you can pause these and see these. But they ask me if it's hard to learn, if it's hard to learn how to do the things I'm teaching. No, it's not. You go in, we have people who don't know what a prompt is when they first get there. And that's the first thing I teach you inside the classroom. So you go into it, you pay for it, you wait for an email. It's going to be an email from Stan, which is where you bought it. And all this is linked below, by the way. But there's an email from Stan and it says your receipt. Then there's an email from Stan that says, "Hey, this is Arlan. You're going to get your invite soon." Then you look for a school invite, and that's where you go into Prop Shop. If you don't get that email, which is about 8 to 10% of people don't get that zap from Zapier for some reason, just reply to the email that has my name in it and just let me know. Hey, it's been 15 minutes. I didn't get it. It's been a day. I didn't get it. And I'll just have my team send it to you. And when I say my team, it's a couple of people who are helping out and amazing people. But it's like it's not this big apparatus because you don't need to have a big apparatus. You don't need to have, what do I mean by big apparatus? Meaning you don't have to have a big team like you're seeing some of the people on YouTube have, where they have like three people working on their YouTube and two people in customer service and three coaches and operating. There's people who have like chief operating officers. I used to have that for my businesses. But what I've done is I've made my business calmer. And where I put any of my investment really is in customer service and coaching. Like just having people who you can rely on inside of these memberships of mine and with your products that you get from me, that's really important. But when it comes to like growth managers or like biz ops, I don't do that anymore. Sales, I don't have one salesperson. I have no salesperson except for me, these YouTube videos, which are sales videos, video sales letters, VSLs in themselves. I don't have any sales apparatus because I believe that you can have a $3,000 a month business that way. You can have uh, a $5,000, $8,000 a month business. I've seen people with 20 or $30,000 a month businesses. They have a couple of people working for them or with them, part-time, fractional, meaning they pay them a few hours a week. There's no contracts, there's no salaries. That's to me, I call it a calm business, CALM, calm. It's just it is what it is. I had an acronym for that too at one point. I had it on my whiteboard. I know the L was for leverage, A was for AI, C was for community. What was M? Marketing, maybe with YouTube, maybe. Yeah. But calm. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. When you do this, when you did this, or when you do this, and you type in your niche, what do you get? Like, how does it change the way you think about YouTube? And for YouTube itself, if you're curious, I almost forgot to tell you this. Okay. If you're curious about YouTube itself and you want help with how do you build your YouTube, do this. This is for free. Go to, I'm going to put the link in the description, and it's for my Your First 5K Club, which is now free. Look, there are 5.7K members in it right now. When you see it, it'll be more. That's insane. We gained, I know I said I didn't want to date this video, but I'm going to. We gained 3,000 new members in 7 days once I made it free. And everyone who paid before is a premium member who gets bonuses. It's just a win-win-win. So anyway, it's free now. So just go to Your First 5K. The link is in the description, or you can see it here with the URL that I'm highlighting. and then go into our classroom and then go to the YouTube Accelerator. In the YouTube Accelerator, I teach you how to build on YouTube. Okay? That's what we do. And then there's posts, and then I have a paid course for YouTube if you want to go faster. If you go to Stan Store / Arlan, it's my signature course. Actually, it's the first course I had on Stan, and it's get paid on YouTube from day one for $99. It's very, very good. It's extremely valuable. Normally $499, it's $99. Ayana said, I bought the course last week and I'm finding so much value and I'm ready to implement. I have been on YouTube for years. At first, I would get discouraged, but I changed my mindset to if my videos can help just one person, that's all that matters. I know that I will definitely reach 100,000 subscribers very soon, especially by really executing what's in the course. Thank you so much. And then Bobby said, I signed up and I'm moving along. If you haven't signed up, I can tell you it's worth it. I've learned so much and only on module 2. It's like having Arlan right there one-on-one with you. And these are just real posts people put in my memberships. I didn't ask them to. I just took a screenshot of it. And you get all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. So you go check that out on Stan. It'll tell you like our game plan for 2026. 2026, I mentioned this before, but in case you missed it, 2026, we're going to focus on a stand store, having a stand store, or some place where you can sell, but like stand, I think is the easiest. And I made $250,000 on it this year so far. You're going to use school, which I've made another six figures on this year, a total of $1 million across all of my schools. And I won the stand contest and I won the school games. So I'm very bullish on these and biased as well, of course. But this is what I'm going to teach in 2026 all throughout, no matter when you see this, 2027 as well. And then there is AI. So we're going to plug into AI like I just taught you just now. It's like we have these AI prompts. That's the future, I believe. I don't think it's going to be where we need to build these huge companies, these AI companies where we just kind of make ourselves crazy about it and we have to learn so much. I think we're just going to stay on the cutting edge and we're going to know more than most people around us. And we're going to act as guides for other people who don't know as much. And when we bridge that gap between the people who know and who don't, we will be compensated for that with prompts that we resell. Also, by using those prompts to do services for people. I teach that inside of Prompt Shop in the Box where you use the prompts because I just handed them to you. And just like I just did now, like let's say somebody else that you know didn't see this video. You could, let me just tell you a secret. Oh my gosh, if you made it this far, you could on your stand store just say, for $27, I will give you 15 custom video ideas and titles and 3 thumbnail descriptions and all this other stuff, like all the data behind it. 20, real life examples of in your niche, whatever. And then what you do is when they pay for it, I'm excited about this. Do you see how nerdy I get about this stuff? But when they pay for it, you go and you plug it in here. You go right here. Wrong one. Was that the right one? No. You go in here. Am I sharing my screen? Okay. Yeah, you go right here. You type in, you like when they pay for it, ask them for their niche. Just say, hey, give me a 2 sentence description of who you serve, what you help them with. You plug that in here, go to ChatGPT like we just did, get the results, copy the results. You can turn it into a lovable page and make it really beautiful. Do I even do all this for you? Maybe I need to show you all this. Like you could just, okay. Let me see. I wasn't planning on making this video this long, but I kind of want to just show you what I mean. Because I want to help you make money. Like, have you noticed that? Like, I just want to help you make money. So like, if you go here and you go to Lovable, which you can get a couple of free credits But in order to really give somebody something, you'd have to pay for the monthly, but do it for 30 days and just see. I'd paste, I'd say, take the following, take the following and turn it into a client facing delivery. I don't know what I'm really saying, but delivery page where they can review these outputs. And then you would just paste it and press return. Give it a couple of minutes, it'll come up with something. Then when it comes up with something, look how easy that was. I just acted like it's nothing, but that's crazy. Thank you, Lovable. When it comes up with something, you then go in and say, okay, make it this color, change the title of it to this, dot, dot, dot. Then I'm not going to show you everything you do, but basically you would change the name of it in the settings. You would change the URL. You would make it for that person. Then you would publish it and you would hand it to that person, and that's what the person gets. If you want to do it that way, you could also just copy it and put it into a PDF, like put it on a Word file or a page file, and then turn it into a PDF, convert it. That's great too, because what they really want is the answer. But if let's say you did it like this, and it was like, you really had something going, then you go back here and you do this feature. Where is it? Called remix. So don't click this yet because it's working. But after you did it, you do remix. And what remix does is it just duplicates the project. So when you do that, you would then go, okay, now replace all those words with this one, which would be your next client, and change the name here by, going here to rename project. You go over here, you change the URL so that importantly, you want the URL to be different every time, but you don't have to pay for that. That comes with it. Just make the URL specific for them, and then you can hand them the URL. And now they have their own version. See what I mean? And then let's say you sell like three of those a day. That's like a $35,000 a year business. And you maybe spend, let's say you go all out and you spend $1,000 that year to have ChatGPT and paid Lovable and paid ChatGPT and maybe and Stan. Like, yeah. So it's like 30, 20, 20. So that's like 70 a month times 12. It's $840 for 35,000, conceivably. Obviously, making no guarantees, but conceivably. And in a moment, I'm going to show you how this starts. Because remember, what we did was we said we wanted to see that what I just described to you, wanted to see that how the customer would see it. So it's making that. And lovable pages take probably 3 to 7 minutes to make. They're not going to be super simple because they're building entire landing pages and tools. And you can get really granular. Like I used Lovable over here to make this page. And this is why it took me 3 hours because it didn't start like this. It started very generic. And then I just built and built and built. And it has this prompt. It has where you can go to the prompt shop. It has a second prompt because I have another video where you vibe code with me. And this prompt is ridiculous if you go there. Don't get distracted, but it's ridiculous. So let's go back over here and just see what it's created for us. Give it a second. And once it makes this, like I said, you can tweak it. You can make it more unique. You can ask it what you should do next. And what's really cool, what I like it does now, it didn't always do this, but now after it does the first iteration and after every single prompt, it now also has these buttons down here that you don't see yet. And it'll give you like ideas of what to do next. And the reason it's doing this is two reasons, I think. One is it just helps you learn how to make these better and better and better, which is always the case. But also, every time you prompt it, meaning type into it, give it instructions, it uses up a credit. So you're going to need more credits the more of these you use. By the way, so did you catch that? What I'm saying? It's like that's why it's incentivizing you to do more because it'll get more money that way, or you'll need more credits that way. But one thing that when you're selling your prompts, when you use prompt shop in a box, when you buy that, because I know you're getting that today, I already can tell. When you're selling them, one of the things you're going to tell people, the reason you're selling them is, hey, a lot of these AI pages take credits. So don't you want to use fewer credits by having the prompt already made for you? Okay, cool. So it's green. It feels very Northwest. Here's the summary. Northwest bird watching. And then what I would do is I would change it here to that person's name, that customer's name. But look at this. Okay, so it has all of this. And then it has it as these buttons. Incredible. Summary and then the sources. See if it links them. Don't think it links them because when I copied it, I didn't really copy the link. That's the only thing that would kind of, I'd have to see, um, are, are you able to see the links I included as attribution? Okay, so I'll just ask that while it's doing it. But then it just does all this, gives you everything here. Boom, 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 boom. Everything we got from the chat GPT now that there's this beautiful output that you can that like I would pay more than $27 for this. Are you kidding me? Of course I'd pay for this. I'd pay 99, 197. But if you want to have people where if you're brand new and you don't want to guess, like I would do this for people. And yes, I think people are like, well, couldn't somebody just do this themselves? Why would they pay me to do this? And first of all, yes, they could, but most people don't and wouldn't. Most people just don't do the stuff. Like most people watching this video will not do this. So why would your customer do it? You know, they want convenience. They want it done for them. They want that. Second of all, it does cost money to have GPT. It costs money to have Lovable. So you become the agency that has these two things and has Stan, and then they don't have to spend that extra money for it. You see how it works? Okay, so it says, yes, I can see the source. However, your document noted no links. It's so true. So I'll say, please add links, clickable links. Yes. So it's going to be able to do it. So it said no links. So it followed those directions. You see how you can just talk to it? And I have a ton of credits because I use Lovable so much that I had to buy, or I decided to buy so many credits. So I just never have to keep worrying about it. But yeah, these are pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to see what it does with the links. I want to do a code word to see that you made it this far in the video because I always love to see who made it this far. So I check all the comments. I read every single one. Guide, Guide, guide. That's the code word that you type in right now to let me know that you have watched this far. Also, if you're watching this far and you are not already subscribed to my channel, it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe right now because it helps me grow on YouTube and get in front of more people. And it helps me help more people. It also helps me make more money. So I'm just being honest. It helps me grow, get in front of people, give them free information, and it helps me make more money because I get to get in front of more people. Does that make sense? Okay. So it's doing that now. Look at the CTR predictions. So also like this is just the beginning of when it comes to design. I can make this so much cooler. Give me an hour and this would be ridiculously cool. And then because you've made it once, you do the remix thing that I showed you up here, remix this project, and you just do it again, but it's somebody else's name and it's somebody else's inputs. So you would say just replace it. Okay, so they added the links to 15 of the 20 sources. The ones without them remain as plain text. Okay, I guess because of some reason. So let's see what it did. So right here, boom, it's working. Love it. But this page has gone fishing. Let's see why it's doing that. Hopefully it's not doing that for every single one. Yeah, it's just that particular one wasn't working. Unbelievable. Okay, we have no excuse, right? We have no excuse not to make bank in 2026. I'm so stoked for you. I'm stoked for us. I can't wait to hang out with you in your first 5K. It's free. Just get in there and get prompt shop in a box, get Stan OS, get that YouTube accelerator going. You don't want to have so much going at once that you get overwhelmed. So if you're like, I just need to be told what to do next, what do I do first? If that's you, let me know in the comments. If I were you, I would get Stan OS. I know I haven't mentioned that much on this video, but that's where I would start. Prompt Shop in a Box is like a mm. Stan OS and Prompt Shop in a Box. Okay, I would get Prompt Shop in a Box because then you can get the training and learn everything you need to know, and then you'll understand why you need to get Stan. If you're not interested in that, like the AI side of it right now, definitely the YouTube training, because then you can just get started. You could just get started with your next video. Like if you take the YouTube training that I give you on Stan Store, which is that course that I have, you wait a second. Oh my goodness. That is included in my birthday bundle. Oh my gosh. Sorry, hold on a second. I just remembered. Okay. If you go to my, okay, so YouTube from day one is $99, which is a steal, but it's also included in my $45 birthday bundle. I just remembered. Okay, so if you go to my birthday bundle, which is not going to stay up forever, but so if you see it, it's there. You get all this stuff, but you also get paid on YouTube from day one, signature course inside of this. So that's where I would start. Okay, any of these. I didn't help you because I didn't tell you where to start. Okay. Oh my gosh. I would start where you feel the least overwhelmed, where you feel some intrigue and curiosity, where you feel like you could work on it for several days or weeks without getting burnt out or bored. So that if that's prompts, the AI side of things, and that's really intriguing to you, go for it. If that's YouTube, get that birthday bundle, go for it. Join your first 5K no matter what. If you're like, you know what, I've made some money online before and I'm looking to make more. I want to make 5 grand in the next 30 days. Let's rock and roll. Get that Stan OS and that prompt shop in a box and race. You get both all linked below. Or anything that I mentioned here is linked below, either in the description or the pinned comment or both. But that's what I would start. I would start with what is most true to you. Now, having said all of that, and what must be minute 45. I don't know how many minutes I've been talking. Having said all of that, if you still don't know where to start and you're still confused and instead of doing something you feel like just like, oh, I'm going to just close the laptop and I'm out of here. Let me tell you what to do. Go to your first 5K, whether you're already in it or you're joining for the first time for free. Go into the classroom and take the $100 offer 5-day challenge. That is truly the best place to start if you don't want to spend money and if you don't know what to do at all, if you have no interest. Yeah, that's it. But those other ones will take you there faster and further. Okay? Prompt Shop in a Box will give you everything you need to start a business, digital product business right now, AI powered. Stan will give you everything you need to have the vending machine to sell the products online, the virtual vending machine. My YouTube course will give you everything you need to start putting videos out that could start attracting your bird watching clients or whoever that may be for you. I hope you had fun with this video. Let me know if you had fun with it because I had a lot of fun. And let me know if you want more videos like this and more prompts like this that'll help you for free. Let me know.